Oh, that took a while to connect. There we
Yeah,
go.
and
I think we're
it's not light either. We're gonna have fun
How do you
today.
normally tell which way to light it on? Is there a specific which end you just choose?
But I would choose one end because if you burn it at both ends, the bundle unravels.
No, I wouldn't burn on both ends. I'm already doing that enough with myself.
I burn my shit at both ends.
Oh yeah, my candle's always burning at both ends these days, but there's so much to do.
I hear you.
So much going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really split energetic space. Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you.
Good morning, Emma. Hello, darling.
Hi, Leanne. Oh,
I finished up all my small smudge sticks. So this is
my sage finally started. It's like, okay, come on, guys, come on. It's moving.
Soun's giving me a hard time too. It doesn't want to light, but then again, I'm compensating for something today.
Good
My
morning,
everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Michelle said using a tree trunk is
that was awesome. Yep, it's that kind of day, Michelle.
It is that kind of day. Yes. I used up all my little smudges. So this is what I'm gonna have to do. This is my business stick.
Really well. It's gonna do really well.
It does. It's working. So I was just telling Dr. Tracy I cleared a judge yesterday, and I've had some weird activities ever since going on.
Yeah.
I woken up 3 times in my sleep last night as well. It's like little buggers.
So when you clear someone and they ask you for the clearing, is your process different than if you are offering a clearing to someone who hasn't requested it from you?
We always check with the higher self whether they booked the clearing or not.
Perfect.
The judge that I cleared did not pay for the service. No, this was to make sure that he was sovereign and giving good judgments.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I was just telling Tracy, we found 200 contracts coming from him, which blew my mind. I'm like, imagine that as well.
Yeah, for sure. Do you ground yourself differently when they haven't paid for the service? Or there isn't an excuse for the service?
I don't really, it's weird. Like I've noticed that there's certain differences between paying and not paying. Like some people that pay do end up having more of an effective sometimes. Like it's almost like when it's energetically balanced, it's almost like you do get a better clearing in a way. Even if you just pay $5, it's actually it's weird that way, isn't it? It's almost like it has to be some kind of an energetic balance.
It's a natural law. It's the natural law of exchange. It's why we've been corrupted into believing that we have to give and never receive, because if that exchange doesn't flow, we can't expand. Yeah. And so if there has to be some sort of exchange. And
well, technically with the client, when we're checking on the client, yeah, there was, but it's through a different, you know what I mean? It's like through the grapevine kind of.
Yeah.
So
sometimes eye contact is an exchange, or so there has to be some sort of exchange. Good morning.
Energy for energy, even just doing each other, just looking after each other and stuff. It doesn't have to always be a monetary exchange.
Not at all. Yeah. But the law of exchange says the one who receives must give, the one who gives must receive. It's very beautiful. Happy birthday, Nadine. So good.
Oh, I missed that. Happy birthday, Nadine.
Tomorrow is my baby. It's not a human. Tomorrow is my baby Trinity's 4th birthday. So my youngest bulldog is going to be 4 tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday to your fur baby.
Which is sad because that's half of her life. It's like half of her life is already... Oh, yeah, so sad. But so exciting at the same time.
It's funny. For them, their perspective is different. They get a whole full life. But this is another funny thing that people were saying. I was talking with an animal communicator once, and she said something along the lines of, it may only feel like an hour for you, but this is why after you come back for an hour, they feel like it's been all day. And they're like, where have you been? I missed you so much. And that's why. It's because time is different for them. It's all relative.
Yeah. And I think for my guys, they're like Velcro. Like they're usually on this love seat with me. And so like a minute away, they act like they haven't seen me in days. It's like, okay, you're right. That's a good point. It is long for you. It wasn't very long for me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We went away last week and we had someone come and babysit. And I'm like, how did everything go? And I'm expecting some cool stuff. She goes, do you know that you're not allowed to close the bathroom door? She's like, I had to go to the bathroom with the door open. I was like, oh, yeah, because all three of them will be at the door like, oh my God, are you doing something in there that
How dare you shut us out?
I was like, oh, yeah, I never thought of even writing that down. Hope that was fun. Very good.
Yeah. Well, as Nadine says, we are their whole world sometimes, it revolves. Reminds me of that dog that his owner never came back. He died at work. And you know what I mean? And they will, if they don't see it, they don't understand it. And so, that dog waits at the train station or waited at the train station for years for his owner to come back. Shame. Right. So it just shows the amount of love and dedication and unconditional love that they feel for us.
Yeah. Imagine if our brain could activate to the level their brain has activated and we could live in unconditional love. So cool.
That's what us humans are kind of learning, isn't it? What we're trying to learn anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I think a good point there is we need to unlearn what society has told us love is so that we can find the unconditional and then expand into the love. So that's always fun. That's always
beautifully
fun.
said.
Yeah, so good. So how are you?
I'm wonderful. I feel great. I'm very glad that we had the new moon energy coming in. It feels everything is kind of freshening up, and it's all that stagnancy of last month is kind of working. Last month was rough. I don't know about you guys, but emotionally, energetically, physically, last month really took a lot out of me. So I'm very excited for this renewed energy that's coming through.
One of the things that I wanted to talk about today that falls into line with that is one of the challenges with being human being is we want to sit around and wait for those energies to change, and we can't do that anymore. There is no longer a thin line between in alignment and out of alignment. It's becoming a gaping space. And it's our responsibility as human beings who chose to be here to be able to activate that higher frequency and vibration, because it's not something that comes to us. It's something that comes from within us and then attracts to us. So if you're experiencing a lot of low energy, you're experiencing situations that you would label as bad or not good, if you're feeling any sort of out of alignment, there's some really specific things that as a collective, as individuals, as the human race, we need to start doing to align ourselves to the frequency and vibration of Mother Earth, but also the cosmic energies that are coming in to try to fill us or to download into us new messages of hope, of alignment, of remembering, of truth. And so if it has been challenging, you need to be able to ground yourself. You need to be able to open your heart, and you need to be able to connect to source, not even in a conscious way, but in an unconsciously competent way that allows the information to flow through you instead of jamming into you, because that information's coming whether you believe or even know that it's coming.
Is that why we get the headaches? That energy is just pounding you and you're not sorting it out. That resonates.
Imagine a funnel, and water pouring into a funnel, it's nice and easy because the top is big that can catch all the water, and then the funnel becomes small to make it calm
Really
and
into
peaceful.
meditate.
But what if you flip that funnel over?
You make a
All of
mess.
all of the stuff is all over the place, and you get a little drip, a little drip, a little drip. And that little drip isn't enough to activate the pineal, to call in cosmic intelligence, to unwrap or disentangle all the bullshit
Mm.
stories that we've created, experienced, allowed, been unconsciously incompetent with. And so the time has come, and I'm not at all interested in doomsday, but we are running out of time to be able to support ourselves so that this transition, which is already in action, that this transition to a higher frequency and vibration doesn't have to be uncomfortable at all. And that's one of the pieces that I want to be here to preach, 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 preach. Life does not have to be hard, but we have to we have to heal our physical body. We have to feel our soul energy, and we have to connect back to cosmic intelligence. And this is the dire situation now that we're in. Not that anything out there matters, but the preparation for either denying, I do not give consent, or allowing, I accept and expect this to happen. And so, where are you guys? Are you in I do not give consent? Are you in I accept and expect? Or are you in fight, flight, freeze? And that's a question that you really need to ask
Jeez, it
yourself.
almost feels like it depends on the day. It really depends. Some days you do feel like you're in fight or flight mode, and other days you feel empowered and strengthened, and other days you kind of feel in the middle, like a strong breeze could kind of blow you over if it tried hard enough. So it's difficult to navigate the energies of each individual day too.
I want you to imagine that that's real, that really is happening, but it's not true. When we have the tools and the resources to and I'll talk about this in a second, if we have the tools and resources to ground, open, and connect, and we're doing that consistently on our timeline, so in a 24-hour period time, we create what I call mostly awesome most of the time. It shouldn't be, oh, one day this, one day that, one day this, one day that. We're not anchored if that's happening. We want to be anchored into Mother Earth. We want our body's brain, which is our biome or our hara energy, to literally have metaphysical roots that are so deep and so strong that there is no external wind that's going to blow us over. Nothing. And I know some people will be like, oh, that's not possible. We have grief and we have experiences. That doesn't have to blow your roots over. That can affect you, but it's not meant to blow you over. And then if our heart isn't open, if our soul's brain is not activated, if we don't remember who we are, then we shut down, because this heart energy is what's anchoring us to Mother Earth, but it's also what's connecting us to cosmic intelligence. And so to feel mostly awesome most of the time, our metaphysical roots need to be grounded and our body has to feel safe. And I'm going to say a large majority of us, even those of us who are advanced spiritual seekers, we do not have an accepting, loving, unconditional relationship with our body. And if our heart isn't open, then how are we supposed to remember who we are? How are we supposed to act like who we said we would be? But the one that's most detrimental is that, especially those of us who believe that we are spiritual seekers, is that we've created all these bullshit rules that human beings have made up of how you connect to source. And it's simple. There is a brain behind your brain called the pineal. And that pineal is a receiver, but it is also the seat of your ego. And your ego is not capital bolded underlined. is not the enemy. It is the energy that you created as a spark of source to navigate the outside world, to be able to protect you. But it's gotten all gunged up with corrupted beliefs, with bullshit rules, with, and I want you guys to hear this, neglect. If we don't concentrate on activating, and it doesn't have to be as esoteric as our third eye, it has to be literally the ability to breathe and imagine that our pineal is calling to cosmic intelligence and agreeing, I am a sovereign being and I give permission for source to download my next mission, my next task, my next piece of information, so that I know the difference between truth and reality. It's real that human being is hard, but that's not true. It's hard because you're not doing your job. You're doing everybody else's job. And that is what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm doing
Yes, we have you coming on Astara tonight.
In Astara, I'm doing a free masterclass called Activate Your Power. In it, I'm going to teach you about those three brains and how your biofield activates. I'm going to teach you about grounding, opening, connecting, and protecting. But I'm going to also invite you on a 21-day quest. Over the period of 21 days, through meditation, from 20 minutes to 10 minutes to 90 seconds, I'm going to teach you a technique that mystics have been using for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. I've been using for almost 20 years. It's 90 seconds every day that's going to activate your hara and ground your metaphysical roots into Mother Earth. It's going to activate your heart center, your soul's energy, your remembering, and it's going to activate your connection to cosmic intelligence, your pineal, and your ego. But I'm also going to teach you how to activate what we call the infinity figure eight superhighway. When you're able to use your breath and imagination to move through those three pieces, you can heal your body of anything. This technique started for me when I had cancer in my early 20s. I did not do chemotherapy, radiation. I just had surgery to have a grapefruit-sized growth removed from my uterus. And then through Reiki, I learned, this is the best part, I thought that I created this really cool superhighway because I had no idea how powerful God was at the time. And then I started learning spirituality and mysticism, and I was like, oh, that isn't my technique at all. That's God's technique. Nah. But anyway, tonight I'm going to teach you the basics of it, and then I'm going to invite you guys on my 21-day quest. And together, as individuals, we're going to change our lives, and that collective energy is going to change the world. Imagine 10,000 of us every morning for 90 seconds activating our biofields.
I love that.
That's my dream.
I feel like we all have so many things that we have kind of locked within ourselves. So whenever I hear the word activate, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for all the activations. Turn it all on, hit all the switches. Like,
what's so cool too is that when your biofields are activated, they're not like a steel cage. They're like a beautiful mesh net. So what you want to come through does. What you don't want to come through can't. And that's the challenge right now, is we're so steeled up that nothing gets through. And then when we're starting to suffocate and we open to breathe, all of that crap that's been waiting on the outside to consume us consumes us. We want to be in a place where I do not consent and I accept and expect unconditionally.
wonderful. Oh, see, now this is the kind of thing that I have been just looking for so long, because I feel like there are doors that you kind of are going through and you'd see if the door is locked. Okay, it's locked for now. I'll come back, check it later. And then you go down and check another one. Oh, wait a minute, this one's opening a little. And then we just kind of see how it goes. And I feel like this is a huge opportunity to kind of test the doors to see where you're at and how, how many gifts you might have just latent, waiting to be turned on.
Yeah. I love the idea of a door because in my visioning, in my channeling, it is literally a door. And so when I work with other people and I'm in their visioning and their channel, it's also a door. And when I ground open and connect them, when I activate their superhighway, they become the key. You are the key to every single door. It's your choice. You're a sovereign being. You can open all those doors if you want, or in that grounded, open, connected space where your biofield is activated, only the doors that are meant for you will even light up. And so you don't have to do all the trudgery to get to that door and be like, okay, is this for me? I can stand back 500 meters and be like, okay, where is the brightest? Oh, there it is. Clear, straight path. I'm the key. It's going to unlock. It's worth every second getting there. So cool.
I really feel like this is the perfect time for humanity to take these steps as well.
It is. You know, we've been called to do this work, this really simple, activate your biofield every day, put protection on, be the light. We've been called to do this for 50 years. So any of you who are younger than 50 years old, you chose to come here with the intention that you would activate that key, unlock the doors, and free humanity. Whether you believe that or not, you know, so many people say to me, I don't have any special gifts. You're fucking human. You are the gift. You are the gift. You are the gift.
Oh, I love that, Tracy. Oh, that's brilliant. Imagine being like, can I have a gift? Well, you are the gift, darling. That is so lovely to hear that.
Michelle, and those of us over 50. So listen, Michelle, here's the truth. Those of us over 50 chose to come here having absolutely no idea. Zero. We had hope, but we had no idea if in our lifetime this ascension was going to happen. And so we are literally the pioneers. Those who came, 5,000 years ago, they came hoping they'd be part of ascension. That didn't happen. We came on the edge of this ascension, hoping that it was the time that we would create the human beings who were going to walk this path. So as pioneers, we, 30, 35 years ago, we started exploring things from other countries. We started bringing in appropriated knowledge. We started
closing the gap, they say,
Yeah, we were the laborers. We cleared the space for those beautiful children under 50 to make it happen. It couldn't happen with us because we were so busy healing the generational trauma that we just made space for them, more space for them to come.
And I love the fact that so many of our babies are also like the next wave coming in. They chose their parents very, strategically, I would say. And this is why I always joke around. I'm like, well, if you didn't want to know these things, you picked the wrong parent, because this is, because like you're gonna learn, like if you know what I mean, like. Because you could have chosen any other parent and you chose this one. So this one is going to teach you everything I know. And this is what I know.
Poor you. You made the wrong choice. Put your backpack on and let's go.
Yeah. Oh, he's loving it, my little guy. It's his first day back at school today. And I got to go in and meet the teacher and have a chit chat and everything. And he loves people. That is something that I think is one of the most beautiful things about him, is he just loves everybody.
That's so cool.
And that's something this new generation I feel has in spades is so much love and so much patience and understanding. In fact,
Yeah.
I almost feel like they're older than we are, even though they're the children.
Well, they likely are older than us, and they've come into a space and time where heart energy exists. You know,
Yeah.
21,000 years ago, 24,000 years ago, we were all egalitarians. Everything was fair, equal, and just, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. And so the patriarchy, or sorry, the matriarchy had to take over, and it was awesome until it wasn't. And we are on the edge of the end of patriarchy. It was awesome until it wasn't.
For
And
them,
now,
maybe.
and now,
It was great for them. They loved it. It was
well, you
easier for them.
know, even for us, with exception to the last 50 years, it has maybe 100 years, it has been great. Like we got to a place where we can get back to where we need to be. The last 100 years have been corrupted, but who said that that wasn't part of the plan either? Because now we're
Oh,
moving back into egalitarian, where we are fair, we're equal, we're just. We want to live in balance. We want to be as equally as intelligent as we are emotional. And imagine what that interweaving creates.
oh,
Magic.
beautifully said.
Magic.
Daniela had a great question. She said, Tracy, can you describe the symptoms someone might be experiencing with their power not being activated yet?
Absolutely. And I'm going to take it a step further because you can activate your power once. And if you've been on any of my Astara events, I activate your power with you all the time. But an activation lasts 3 days. That's it. It needs to be done every day so that you're cleansing and purifying your bioenergetic fields, you're grounding, opening, and connecting. And now you have that energy flowing through the three main spaces. The key pieces that we would recognize first would be physical pain and suffering, dysfunction and disease. That happens because you're out of alignment. Above that, that raw, hard, painful space is depression and anxiety. But depression is actually anger because you're stuck in the past. So being stuck in the past is a symptom. Depression is actually anxiety. You're too far into the future. So that's an expression or a symptom. This one's strange, but really important because I want to ask yourself, oh, do I have this? The inability to ask for or receive help.
Ooh. Oh, that is
That's a
my big one.
that's a
And
symptom.
it's funny because I even just carrying down my luggage the other day, my brother-in-law looked at me. He's like, "Do you want some help with that?" I was like, "No," and I nearly fell down the stairs. He's
Yeah,
like, "You sure you don't want to help with that?" I was like, "I
yeah.
got this, strong like bull." Like I was making a joke, and he's like, "Why didn't you ask for help?" And I'm like, "I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need help." And he was like, "Okay," but that's when I nearly
Imagine,
dropped down the stairs.
imagine that that's one drop, and you're doing thousands of those drops every day. That's
Mm-hmm.
a symptom. After that is self sabotage. We
Yeah.
sabotage ourselves. We know something isn't in our highest good, and we do it anyway. Or worse, we have no idea what the patterns are that are causing our suffering. Self sabotage. And then the most significant and the earliest symptom, this is crazy, is uninspired. These are all symptoms of spiritual disconnection. And it starts this simply: I do not trust my intuition. I do something that's not in alignment with my truth. And I instantaneously am not inspired. But I lie about it, I fake it, or I do what I have to do to fit in or belong. That creates self sabotage. Patterns that are not relevant to my development, that are physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually corrupt, and have now begun to affect my thoughts. Then that renders me incapable of using my emotions to guide me, and I do not ask for help because I do not need others, which is not true. All of the sudden, it becomes physical. We cannot be in alignment with our truth, so we have to leave the present moment, which is the most significant space in time because we chose human being. And so we travel to the past and we get angry. We travel to the future and we get anxious. And all of a sudden, the physical body can't handle the blocked energy pounding down on us, trying to tell us intuitively what's going on. And it begins to fill first with an annoyance, itchy, scratchy, throbby, burning, tingly, numb. Then it fills with pain. Our body hurts. That pain literally eats away at the physical material body, and we go into dysfunction. And finally, there is a disease that presents itself. It gets a name from someone who isn't even us. We latch on to that name and we've given it a home. How many of those things have a home in your biofield? And as we cleanse and purify our biofield, we're peeling away those layers from that space. The disease, the dysfunction, the pain, the annoyance, the depression and anxiety, the inability to ask for help, the self-sabotage, and we literally take it off.
Well, you said neglect plays a big role in that, and I feel that is the root of mine. It's like I've been shot down when I've asked for help so many times that I've just learned I'm not going to get help. So I'm going to figure it out on my own. So now I have the expectation that I'm never going to be able to get help when I need it. So I just sort it out, make a plan.
Right. And there's the
In South Africa, we have a saying. They say "Buruma ka plan." It basically just means no matter what happens, I'm going to fix it. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to get it done. So that's the attitude I have, like just to stick it out and suffer through it.
Right. And so what that creates is a world of individuals who are not connected. And all of a sudden the doors start closing. Yeah. And we're locked behind that steel cage, the cage we've created.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the key pieces, Lara, that I'd like you to imagine is we think that we have asked for help because we've got it all organized in our mind what I need. And we say, hey, you're like, oh, no one responded. I just asked for help and nobody was there. We have to have the courage to say, hey, I have a really heavy bag. Is there someone who can give me a hand? Or even better, if you're a taker like me, who wants to carry this awesome bag downstairs for me?
Oh, I have a person in my family right now that has taken self-sabotage to the next level. And has even gotten to the point where they don't care about themselves anymore. They are not only refusing to ask for help, but they are rejecting help.
Yeah.
And at the same time, almost resenting people for the same thing. Like it's weird how you don't want help, but you resent them for not helping. Like it's an odd mindset to be stuck in.
Think of it as a dirty mug. Like you have your favorite mug that you use every day. And one day I come over, I don't know that it's your mug, and I make cacao in it. And I drink my cacao, and I say cacao because it's kind of crusty and it's kind of hard, and you got to wash it right away. Yeah. Or it's a problem. I finish my cacao and I just leave it on the counter. Your cup is dirty. I used it and I didn't wash it. Very easily, you could grab your cup, wash it, and have it available nice and clean. But you're now like, oh, someone else used my cup. I'm not cleaning it. Are you going to drink from it tomorrow? Nope, because it's gross. But there is no other cup and you need it. You can't get the crusties out of it. And so you just keep using it with those crusties in, crusties in, crusties in, crusties in. All of a sudden, a cup we could throw away. Your physical body, we don't want to do that. That's what's happening. The resentments, the bitterness, the vengeance, the anger, the lack of kindness to ourselves, that's all built up in our body. There is not a singular zero. There are zero physical symptoms that cannot be first explained by what you were thinking and feeling. Zero. And if we do this process of activating our innate biofield every day, for the first month, we're just clearing away all the crap. But after that, we're free. And when we're free, we're going to be able to recognize our patterns. We're going to be able to heal our physical ailments. We're going to be able to mind our own business. We're going to do our work and be so bright that anyone who needs our light can take as much as they want, because we have so much. But we're not going to have to physically or materially engage in their healing process, which means we're not going to hurt anymore. It's really powerful.
Wow. You're not kidding. I'm reiterating what Lynn just said. I feel like I've been in a therapy session today. Amazing.
Well, and I'm glad you feel that way, because that is my purpose on this planet as a tour guide, a translator, a therapist. I'm here to heal the world of what isn't each individual, so that collectively we ascend. And I know that without a doubt. Yeah.
One of the biggest wounds I'm noticing right now is between spouses. Is there any advice we might have for people that are at odds right now together with the person that they, pretty much are closest to?
Yeah.
Especially when one is awakening and the other is dragging their feet and kind of rolling their eyes and mocking and not being supportive in that area. That's a common issue, I'm thinking.
Yeah. So let's call this relationship intimate love relationship. I'm not going to go into this in detail right now, but there are 12 earth lessons that humans come here to learn. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and character are self. Our influential others are our intimate love, our parent, child, and our social infrastructures. And then life is career, finances, quality of life, and vision for the future. And so intimate love, two things happen. And so let's talk about the perfect scenario first. In a perfect scenario, you choose your divine assignment. One of those three pieces, which is what I do in my soul reveal reading, is your navigation type. There are 5 navigation types: the giver, the taker, the egalitarian, the parent, and the child. Each has an equal and an opposite. If you're a taker, or it's ideal for you to be with a giver. If you're parent, it's ideal for you to be with child, vice versa. If you are egalitarian, it's nearly essential that you are with another egalitarian. So in a perfect world, I'm a taker. I get here. I remember I'm a taker. I put my taker light out. It shines a bright color that givers are really attracted to. A giver comes to me. We pair up. Why? Because your intimate love partner's purpose on this planet is to be the teacher and the student. You come together to learn from one another. My weakness as a taker is the giver's strength. The giver's weakness as a giver is the taker's strength. And when we combine or union as one, we have all of the strengths to heal our weaknesses. So when we attract to someone who, when we don't know who we are, and we attract to someone, our nemesis, so for me as taker, my nemesis is child energy, they're just too much fun. They are not serious enough. That takes a lot of energy from me. Then I have to do a lot of work. It doesn't mean you have to be with your ideal other, but the work is what you came here to do, as opposed to all the bullshit work to get to what you came to do. And so right now, we are in a space and time where the divide between conscious competence and unconscious incompetence is so high. We've attracted ourselves to people that were our wounds, but we've healed our wounds. And if they haven't, then that gap is going to get bigger and bigger. Or not even if they haven't healed their wounds, if their purpose on this planet was to heal the wounds and they haven't, then the gap gets bigger. But some people, those people who don't believe in spirituality and don't want to do the woo-hoo and that's too much work, they may have already done that work. They're not here to heal trauma. They're here to be the anchor or the rock to that person whose job is to be the light. Not everyone is here to be actively the light. Lots of us are here to actively be the anchor. And so the challenge right now in those relationships is that the communication is changing. I communicate on this radio station and you communicate on this radio station. So when I say, oh my God, I love this song, and you're like, it's not a song, it's a commercial. She's freaking crazy. Right? Until we're all on the same station, we're not going to understand that. And so this person who thinks they're more enlightened and have done all this work and this person doesn't understand that it's not about the work we do. It's about the ability to communicate between the gap. I don't want to go over here and live with you, but I can communicate over that gap with you.
I'm wondering, so what if you've chosen a specific role? Like I'll give you an example. Like I have kind of in most of my relationships ended up feeling like I'm the motherly type. Mm-hmm. And I've always laughed at it. It's because acts of service is my love language. I am the type that'll, you know what I mean? Like look after the person that I'm with. But then after a while, it almost like feels like the roles end up too different. It's almost like you end up getting sick of playing that role where you don't want, because I always laughed. I'm like, oh, I'm a Taurus. I'm just a homely type. I'm the type that'll cook and clean and sort all these things out because that is just what I like to do. It's how I show my love. But at the same time, when people expect it and they kind of depend on it and it becomes like your relationship is a parent-child relationship and the roles end up, that is the part there where a lot of people are like, I can't take this anymore.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, are you egalitarian?
I have no idea. I'm actually curious now to find out what I am.
Let me pull your file and I'll find out.
I can't remember.
I want you to hear this. As you're sharing that story, the energy that's coming off of you is that's not fair. That's not fair. And that's because that is your energy. That is your truth. Let me just pull you. Give me a sec. Laura. You're egalitarian. You chameleon as parent energy. And so your purpose on this planet is to create fairness, equality, and justice. You are the neutral balance. You're going to be super powerful all by yourself. You're fucking powerful all by yourself.
I am. I've noticed this. The more
you need to be in odd numbered groups. So you're amazing in 3s and 5s because you're that neutral witness of everything going on. And you love the act of service of bringing everything in balance. But when you chameleon as parent, you don't lead by example. You don't show them how to do it. You do it for them. And that creates a dependency issue where they don't take turns. You need to lead and follow. You need to rest and work. You need to give and take. But if you get into that dynamic that isn't egalitarian, what's going to happen to you is that you're going to be resentful because that's not fair. That is not fair. And that's what happened.
Oh my God, that's so accurate, Tracy.
It's only accurate.
Like, I know, my crop.
It's only that is not fair. Not only did you wash it.
Oh, that is too funny.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, when you were telling that mug story, I don't even know why this popped into my head. It's so random, but the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs story, when when they come back and they realize the Snow White's cleaned the whole place, they're like, "What the hell? Who did this?" And somebody said, "Oh, my sugar in my cup is gone. She washed my cup," and he was upset that she washed her cup, and it just made me laugh because it's like, yeah, we don't like our stuff being tampered with. It's like,
Because
even
we
if it's dirty.
spent time getting it to exactly where it is, whether that's good for us or not. Like, what kind of food poison would they have gotten if she didn't clean? But that's not what we recognize. We recognize not what's beneficial, but what's missing. We recognize what's missing. And my goal after tonight is that as many people as possible start letting go of what they no longer need, so that it's not effort. Human being isn't supposed to be a massive, painful effort. Effortless ease is what we're creating. And that's what I'm excited about.
That's so beautiful, Tracy. Thank you so much for this explanation. And thank you, Daniela. Daniela says, for friends listening, this info comes from the one-on-one session with Tracy called Soul Reveal Reading. And Julia has so lovingly put it in the comments for us. Thank you, Julia. We appreciate that. So for those of you who would like a Soul Reveal reading, you can go to selfawareness.academy and check it out.
Actually, I'm just saying this to Astara members. If you're not an Astara member, yes, go to Self Awareness Academy. But if you are an Astara member, you save $100. So a soul reveal is $179, which is like, if it was $1,000, it would still be worth it. But for Astara members, it's only $79. Which is
perfect. There we go. I just shared the link for the Astara community for those of you who are not members already. And where would they find this link then on Astara?
That's really a great question. It would be in my area, I think. Christopher usually takes care of that for me, so I'm not 100% sure.
No worries.
So wherever you would find me in Astara, that link would be there.
Got you. I think if you just searched Tracy Trimble, you should find her.
Oh, in the self-awareness area in Astara. Thank you, Daniela.
Self-awareness. Got you. Yep, there it is.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Wonderful.
So Soul Reveal reading is a 50-minute online channeling session. I ask permission to come into your biofield. If you go back into Lara's recordings in, I think, May or June, we did a full Soul Reveal reading session here.
We did. That was fun. Yes.
On Lara's podcast. So you'll get the name of your chakra guides. You'll get the 3 divine assignments of why you came to this space and time and how you're meant to use this energy. Which will include your navigation type. And you will get the exact name of your shadow stories, your generational trauma, your biological mothers, your biological fathers, and your womb trauma. So the exact name of what you're here to heal for generations. It comes with an online container. What else does it come with? Oh, there's an integration call at the end too. If you do the prescribed self-study that I offer you and you have questions, there's a complimentary integration call as well. And it's the beginning. It's part 1 of a 3-part series called the Human Being User Manual, where I give you your entire map of why you're here, and we create a blueprint for mastering the 12 Earth lessons. It's really incredible.
If only they were teaching us this in school, how different the world would be if we were getting this in our early childhood education.
Well, the funny thing is that, maybe 10 or 12 generations ago, the grandparents taught the grandchildren. This was the grandparents' role. The parents went and did their hunting and gathering. Well, the grandparents taught the children how to commune with Mother Earth, how to connect to cosmic intelligence, what our purpose was on this planet. But when that stopped, we've gathered 10 generations of trauma that just keeps getting passed down in our cells. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. There's so much healing that needs to be done on this planet, especially when it comes to the past life stuff too. There's things that need to be healed that we don't even know what they are.
Right, right. And so let's do that. Let's prepare ourselves to heal all of the worlds. Let's do that. And that's what, for me, Activate Your Power is all about. Taking care of yourself so that your light can heal every world that needs it. And we need it right now.
Putting out some healed healers.
Heal healers, love it.
Yeah, setting those ripples out into the cosmos. Love it.
Yeah, so cool.
So tonight at 7, for those of you who are on Astara, you can join us. It's the Tracy. There'll be 7 p.m. Eastern, correct?
1 p.m. Eastern, yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So 4
And is there anything that people should do beforehand to prepare for it, or anything they should bring?
Yeah, that would be great. Have some water. We always want water when we're going to do energy work. The whole time I'm talking, I'm going to be pulling energy out of your bioenergetic field. We are going to do a super short activation, just enough to know what's possible. Have a pen and paper, because I will it's a master class, so there will be some, by the 21-day quest, but most of it is going to be education. I'm an educator. I just want to teach, treat, channel, and create.
And you do such a wonderful job at it, Tracy. Really, you're making all kinds of waves for us starseeds, and every person that we heal, I feel is it's like causing a chain reaction to entice more people to heal, and it's just ripple effects.
Yeah, let's lead by example instead of forcing people to be what we need them to be.
Lovely. And this is going to be on replay, yes? Where can people watch the replay if they're unavailable at 7?
Yes, so there is absolutely going to be a replay, but the energy medicine that I do during the live won't be accessible. I just can't hold that much space. Whereas in most things I do, I'll activate Hanshaze Shonen, so the healing is there. So the healing will be live, but the information will still be there. And then if you want to join the 21-day quest, then of course the activations will be available as well.
Oh, phenomenal. Thank you so much for everything you've been doing for this community. I feel like we are going to be jumping leaps and bounds when it comes to our energetic, output and all the healing that we're doing for this world. So it's like, setting a great example. Erica says, question, if you had your session but forgot to download it, is there a copy?
So the sessions are recorded. So I'm Canadian, and my medical malpractice insurance requires me to delete any confidential information. So if you did not save the recording, it's not available. But the documents that I gave you are available. You can reach out to client care at tracytrimble.ca, and we can send you another copy of all of the information. And of course, Erica, your online container is always going to be available for you, so you can go back in there anytime.
Wonderful. I just want to reiterate what Andrea said. She said, it's a great reveal. Got me spot on.
Oh, cool. But it's funny because people are like, oh my God, how did you do that? And it's like, you told me. Like and when I say you told me, I ask you to share nothing. I want to know your first name, last name, date of birth, and where you live. That's it. But once I get into your bio field, it's like sometimes people emanate their energy. Like, for example, earlier when you were talking and the energy was like, that's not fair. You're an egalitarian. Yeah. Of course you are, because that's the energy that you're putting out. So it's pretty cool.
I will never forget how many times my father has told me, I said, that's not fair. And he goes, life's not fair. He would say that all the time. Life's not fair, Laura. Get over it. And that is something that I've always, ever since I was little, that's not fair. So yes,
if all egalitarians band together and put a circle of love around the earth, guess what's going to happen? It will be fair. It will be equal. It will be just. So let's do our work. Let's do it.
Oh, thank you so much, Tracy. What a brilliant chat today. I really loved it. Thank you so much. And
I
thank you to
love
Julia as well. Julia is amazing. She's been so responsive. Look at all the comments she's been helping us with and leaving links. And Julia, you're amazing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, I do totally appreciate you, Julia. I would never
And
want to do this without you. So thank you.
Daniela's got the link, I believe. Where is it? Do you have the link? Oh, nope. I don't know if I see that link here, Daniela. Do you mind dropping that for me really quick? I can't copy and paste from the comments. It won't let me. StreamYard says no.
No.
StreamYard does not allow this.
Cool. Well, Laura, I'd like to thank you because I love being with you and I love being in your community. So thank you for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure, Tracy. I get so excited when I see you're coming on with me. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
There's so much to always discuss with you because you are such a, you're like a library of information.
Well, one day, if we actually want to stay focused, you could ask me a question and I'll just stick to the question, but maybe not.
I love the flow that we have. I really do. We always have a wonderful conversation. So thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that has joined us today. We love having you join us and share your insights and comments as well. And thank you, Daniela, for sending me the link. So today, as we mentioned before, at 7 p.m., we have the Awaken Your Power Masterclass with Dr. Tracy. And tomorrow at 9 a.m., we have the Om Daily Coherence with Jacqueline. And then tomorrow at 12:15, we have the free drop-in with Kim Beekman. So we are so blessed to have such wonderful educators here for this community.
So lucky. So lucky. All right. I have a soul reveal to do, so I better get moving.
I'm going to go chase some beasties. I love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.
Bye guys. Thank you. Laura, I'm going to just drop off.